my channel. I decided to get out the camera and film this massive all day in the kitchen. I have been working in the kitchen for like 3 days straight, doing a ton of things. And this morning I had some meat in the refrigerator that I got at Costco that I needed to divide out and freeze. We're having shish kebabs tomorrow night for dinner, and so I wanted to make sure that I got the meat marinated. And after I did all that, I had so much more to do. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull out the camera and I'm gonna film. So let me show you what we've got going on. So over here, I have some roast thawing for dinner tonight. And then over here, we've got sourdough bagels I made yesterday. I've got my sourdough starter, and you gotta come and see this. Look at these little baby sprouts. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. So by now, mostly everybody, because of the sourdough craze was so popular, mostly everybody knows the health benefits of fermentation. But I actually learned this a long time ago, like I'm talking like 10 plus years ago, about sprouting grains and how sprouting grains helps to break down those phytonutrients, just kind of like sourdough does, and it helps break the grain down so it's easier to digest. So I've off and on over the course of the past several years have been making sprouted grains. Oh my goodness, oh, it's so cute. But anyways, so I decided to make some sprouted grain. This is only a day and a half old. We got some big sprouts. You're not supposed to fill your jar this much. I hadn't done that in a while and I accidentally put too much in. So it's kind of running out of room and they're just about ready. So I think later today I'll show you how I'm gonna finish preparing these. So if you like sourdough and you like all that, the good benefits of flour and like wheat and all that stuff without the actual like, you know, because flour technically, a lot of people have issues digesting it, so this is gonna help break it down. But anyway, so that's what I've got there. I've got my water kefir fermentation, and if you've never tried honey fermented garlic, oh my goodness, this is so good. So good. Anyways, so that's why it's a mess over here. So I went grocery shopping this week at Sprouts, which is a local, not a health food store, but more of like a modernized farmer's market. So there's a lot of like, I don't know, they have great produce and great sales. So I always like to check their meat section to see if they have marked down stuff. So I got a few things. I did throw some in the freezer. So this is their sweet Italian pork sausage. And this is normally $6 a pound. And had a little coupon that was $1 off. And I love using, actually I normally get the sweet Italian chicken sausage, which I already put in the freezer. We like to have it for the zuppa Toscana, or there's a few other recipes that I like to use it with. We're gonna have pizza tomorrow night, so I wanna cook it all, or did I? Wait a minute, are we having pizza or shish kebabs? You know what, that's weird. Maybe we'll, you know, I just messed up my menu plan because I already had the chicken marinating. Maybe we'll have that Sunday, and tomorrow we were already planning on having a pizza night. I don't know, my brain is fried. Anyways, so this is for pizza toppings. So we're gonna cook this today. I love this better than what you can find like at a regular grocery store because it doesn't have like the high fructose corn syrup. Look in the ingredients of your sausage at your store because it's not very clean ingredients, but they make this in-house and it is so good. Sometimes I go and they're sold out of it and it's very disappointing. Anyway, so I got the pork sausage for our pizza. And this is also to die for. They have their no sugar, uncured, smoked applewood bacon. This stuff is so good. It is like thickly sliced. Can you see that? Look how thickly sliced that is. This stuff is so good. So we're also going to cook this up. Not all of it's gonna go on the pizza. We're gonna chop it up and freeze it so that way we can have it for future meals. Great thing. Oh, this had a $3 off coupon and this, yeah. So I saved a lot of money on this bacon because this bacon is pretty expensive. It's $8 a pound. So I think I saved $3 off of this package. So this was only $5 for this pound of bacon, which is really good for uncured. Like this is so good. It's good. Okay, and then I also got 2 1-pound packages of the organic free-range ground turkey breast. We're gonna make some turkey breakfast sausage. I actually made this several times on my other channel. I have a recipe video, but I'll share the recipe here too, because I love having this every morning for breakfast. So we're gonna be doing a lot of meat today, and I'm gonna be prepping sourdough for English muffins. So maybe I'll make this a 2-day cooking video. Okay, enough chatting, and let's get into cooking in the kitchen. We had French toast for breakfast on this beautiful cast iron griddle that sits right on our stovetop. And if you have a loaf of sourdough bread, like if you try a new method, new recipe, and it flops like it happened to me this week, Then sliced it up. The bread tasted amazing, but it was so dense, flat, not very appealing. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna make French toast. So I'm just gonna rinse this off really quick, and I'm gonna cook my bacon on this. When you're cooking with cast iron, you want a lot of oil or grease on here. This bacon is going to render its own grease, so I'm not going to put any grease on here. There's a little bit of coconut oil left on here from this morning. So I'm gonna let it get nice and hot, and then I'm going to add it. So while our bacon's sizzling away, hopefully you can hear me talking over this, I'm gonna go ahead and start making my sausage. So I like to mix the seasonings in this little cup because it makes it easier to add. So first of all, we're going to, I'm doing 2 pounds. So it's 2 teaspoons of sage. The original recipe calls for a heaping tablespoon of sugar, but I leave that out. Original recipe also called for 1 teaspoon of salt per pound, but I find that 1/2 teaspoon is plenty of salt. 1/2 teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And then a couple shakes of red pepper flakes. If you like it spicy, do more. I don't like it too spicy. I should really be wearing an apron. I don't have one though. I turned the bacon down, it's calmed down a little bit, but it's still sizzling. And then I've got our lunch in the toaster oven. So I like to just sprinkle it over the top and then use 2 forks to just kind of work it in. And then I just sprinkle a little bit more and just keep doing that until it's all mixed in. I find that this is the easiest way to just incorporate all of the seasoning in really well. I'm gonna cover this while we eat lunch and I finish up the bacon before we get this started because we've got a bazillion gnats in the house. That's what happens when you live on a little mini homestead with animals and a garden and a wannabe farm. So we're gonna cover this and we'll finish the bacon, eat lunch, and then we'll jump back in. Oh, stand back, honey. It's hot. It might splatter, okay? Stand back.
Yeah, it might splatter you.
Yeah, it will, but it's okay if it splatters me, not okay if it splatters you. I love crispy bacon. Do you like crispy or mushy bacon? Sorry, I got a new camera. I keep looking at the screen to make sure you can see me. I'll try to look at the camera lens so I'm talking to you and not somebody next to the camera. So here's my lunch. I'm just having some leftover grilled chicken on my salad. And this is the best dressing ever. So I drained some of my bacon grease from my cast iron griddle because it was just a lot of bacon grease. And now I'm gonna cook my turkey breakfast sausage and my sweet Italian pork links. And I'm just gonna do it right on here so that way I don't have to like dirty another pan. There's like grease splatters everywhere, and I even spilled some right by the flame. It wasn't on, but I had to take a break and clean that up because I don't want a grease fire. So I've got the sausage here, and I'm gonna cut off the casing because honestly it grosses me out. And I'm gonna do it more of like a ground meat form instead of like slicing it up. Oh, actually I could slice it up. That would be good on the pizza. But my thought process for this was to like crumble it on the pizza. So we're gonna just, and it'll get that nice bacon flavor. I sampled the bacon. It's very good, but it seems to be extremely salty. So I might add some salt to this. So I'm just using my scissors, and then I'm just peeling, oh, I don't know if you can see that, peeling the casing off. Precise with a scale and weigh these all, but now I just eyeball it. And I used to use a hamburger press to squish them out and make them round. 2 forks work great for that. No, they're not perfect, but they are delicious. And that's all that matters, right? Tired? Okay, this is hot, stay away. Okay, just stay right there. Now, years ago when I used to make this, I used to just freeze them on wax paper raw, stick them in the freezer, and then once they were frozen, I'd pop them off and put them in a bag. Well, the problem with that is you have frozen meat now that you have to cook. And I found that pre-cooking them and putting them in the refrigerator is actually the best option because it's already pre-cooked and you just have to warm it through. Now we don't have a microwave, we have a toaster oven. And so I put it in like, Miles calls them bowly plates. It's like a bowly plate, a bowl plate. And I put a little bit of water in and then I put the frozen patty in there and then stick it in the toaster oven for maybe, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. Honestly, I don't time it. I just throw it in and then I go about my business. Doing work and stuff until it seems like it's done. And the water moisture in there kind of keeps it from drying out because you're cooking it here and then if you cook it again, it's gonna dry out. So that is one way that you can warm these up, especially if you don't have a microwave. Okay, these ones are not quite done. I love this griddle. I'll link it down below. It's the Lodge brand and there's like a textured griddle on the other side. So I love this. However, the sizes of my burners and the layout of them, it kind of gets a hot spot here and a hot spot there. So it's, I mean, it cooks great. You just got to kind of be mindful of where you put your stuff.
Mom.
Yes.
Wait, those ones are raw?
Yes, these ones are raw and those ones are cooked.
You don't want to eat them raw.
No, we do not want to eat them raw.
That would make you sick.
It would make you sick. You could get sick, that's right.
Mom, I'm already having allergies. I'm not sick.
You're having allergies? Is that why your nose is all sniffly today?
Yeah.
Yeah, my allergies are bothering me too. That bike ride was, whew, it was good, but oops. That wind blowing in my face made my eyes itch and my nose run.
My eyes are not even itch.
So my sausages are done, and this griddle is going to take a very long time to cool down. It needs a really good scrub. So I'm going to clean up the dishes, let this stuff cool, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it away, and then we'll pick back up with some sourdough stuff and these sprouted wheat. So it is like in the 90s outside. It is hot, hot. We're gonna have in the 90s for the next like 3 days, and then it's gonna drop down to the 60s. So I need to go out and check the chickens and make sure their water is not hot, and also have a frozen treat for them. So last year we went cherry picking with some friends, and I saved out some cherries to give to the chickens. So they're slightly thawed, so it'll help them cool down. They love these so much, and actually this batch ended up getting a little buggy. I don't know if you can see this. Look at this. See that right there? It was frozen when a worm was like climbing out. Isn't that gross?
Oh,
See right there. So the chickens will love it. So let's go out and check the chickens and give them their little treat. Man, it is hot. They're coming running. They know. And we only have 3 big chickens because one died. It was so sad. We also have some little chicks. They're excited. So I have them separated because these are too young to be in with them. Hi! They're kind of funny sometimes. They're like, they don't know what to think of it. I already gave you yours. Well, they'll thaw a little bit more out here and then they can eat them. Let's check for some eggs. So it is almost 3 o'clock. The kids are eating their snack. And normally I put these into plastic bags, but I like to use plastic freezer containers. So we'll see if they all fit in this. I have a bigger one, but it's currently being used up, so. These are gonna go straight into the freezer, and this is gonna go in the fridge for dinner tomorrow night. All right, I'm gonna get the roast started for dinner. I like to do it in the Instant Pot because it makes it nice and tender, and my roast is still slightly frozen. So I'm gonna set it for about 2 hours. So I wanna get it started since it's almost 3, we'll eat probably a little after 5 or something like that. So I'm actually just gonna put this on saute, put a little bit of avocado oil in there because I wanna brown each side of my roast. It's gonna add a lot more flavor, just that brownness. So we buy our beef locally. One day I would love to raise our own beef, but this is from a grass-fed cow. It is a pot roast, so I think that means there's a bone in there. I can't remember. Squish it down it well. I think it's making contact. I have some onion in a jar from the other night, half an onion, so I'm gonna chop it up so I can put it on there. It just gives it some nice flavor. So So it's browned up a little bit, not a ton. It's kind of having trouble fitting in there. But what I am going to do is take it out, and then I'm going to add a little bit of water. That way I can scrape that, the brown bits off there, kind of deglaze it. That way you get nice, extra good flavor in your broth. It won't cause problems with it cooking. It just wasn't browning because it was just a smidge too big for my pot. Now, I don't do a lot of seasonings except for salt, pepper, and onions on here. I know like there's a lot of recipes that have more flavor, but this is what we like. All right, so we're gonna set this for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So this batch of pineapple water kefir is ready, so I'm gonna try it. Trying to get the lid on. Oh my word, this has never happened. I couldn't get the lid on because I wasn't watching. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this mess. It is all over and all over me. It is like all over me. It is all over the camera. Oh my word. It is like dripping down. It is all over the floor. I should have put the camera on the tripod. Okay, I'm gonna clean this mess up and I'll be back. It's like dripping down my face. Actually, let's go ahead and try it. Might as well now, right? Before I clean up the mess. Okay. That is so good.
I want some.
You want some?
I want some.
All right, here you go.
I want some.
I'm gonna clean up this mess. So I just finished cleaning up that mess. I haven't changed yet because I just haven't. I'm gonna be still working. Oh, face. Knocking on the door here. They're eating their crackers outside. It's so hot outside that they wanted to go out. So I told them, wear hats, drink water. Are you coming in? So now I'm gonna go clean up that mess over there on the stove. Get all of that grease from the bacon splattering. It is literally all over the place. So we're gonna clean up and then I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. So I have this glass spray bottle of some all-purpose cleaner. It's my favorite all-purpose cleaner to use. I usually make homemade, but it's vinegar and citrus peels. But since this is kind of greasy, this actually has a little bit of soap in it. I didn't make this. It came in a paste, and then I just mixed it with hot water. I'll link it down below. It smells amazing. It's a lemon thyme smell. I don't know. It's by Earthly. It's their cleaning paste concentrate. I'll link it down below, but I'm going to just spray the stove down and give it a really good scrub. If you're not familiar with cast iron, you never want to just let it dry. You always need to put it on your burner and let the heat dry it, or else it will get rusty. I probably also might add a little bit of oil on here. It is pretty greased up from all the bacon grease, but you always want to put a little bit of oil. I just use avocado oil. So once this is done drying, I might just lightly go over it with a little bit of avocado oil. And then I'm just gonna let this cool right here, and then I will put it away. Look at that beautiful shiny cast iron. So my sprouts here, we're gonna go ahead and take care of them. I filled the jar too full, so they're really kind of bursting out the seams here. So we're gonna take this upstairs to go dehydrate it. Okay, hold on. Ooh. Okay, so we're here in the laundry room, and we actually, whoa, the door's falling off. Okay, look at the camera, Faith. And tell us, what did we put in the dehydrator yesterday? What did we pick? Do you remember what we did? You have peanut butter all over your face. What did we pick?
Chamomile.
We picked chamomile flowers. We have them in the dehydrator. I don't think they're quite done yet, but we're gonna go ahead and just add our wheat to our trays. I have the Excalibur dehydrator. I've had it for like over 10 years. I love it. I'll link it down below. Okay, we have 4 trays in there and we're doing it on the lowest setting. We'll probably check it in the morning, see how it is. Here is our dinner, and you can see the roast turned out so tender. It looks so good. We have some baked potatoes. I put some of the onions that we had on the roast on top of the potato, laid a little juice on. You want some onions? Okay, I'll get you some. And then we have some green beans that I canned last year. So it is almost 9 o'clock, and I just got the kids to bed, and we're gonna have pizza tomorrow for dinner. So I'm gonna make 1 sourdough pizza and 1 regular pizza. So the recipe that I like to use, I'm still like trying a bunch of recipes, but I made this one a few times before, and it's from Little Spoon Farm. I'll link it down below. It's just some amazing sourdough recipes. So I like to have a scale and weigh my stuff. It's gonna ferment overnight, and then we'll finish it tomorrow. So that's what I'm gonna be working on tonight. Look at this nice bubbly sourdough. I like to keep it kind of thick. I'm trying to think when I fed this last. I think I fed it last night. Yeah, I fed it last night. So 100 grams of sourdough and 350 grams of water. We do live in a very dry climate. The humidity in our house is usually in the 20s, 20%. Woo, there's some gnats here. Stay away from a sourdough. We do run humidifiers, but it's still so dry. So this does have some olive oil in it, which helps the bread or the dough be nice and soft. It's always fun measuring liquids like this because it's like, am I gonna get it too much? Because you can't obviously take out. There we go. And salt. So instead of just measuring out my salt, because it's literally not gonna even register it, I'm just gonna measure it because it does give it in grams, and then it also gives it in like a oh my goodness, did you just see that? I just like majorly dumped the salt in there. Okay. Trying to talk and do this at the same time. All right, we'll just do a little bit less. Hopefully that's not too much. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, there's gram measurements, and then there's also like cup measurements. I'm using the gram because I find that to be better to weigh it rather than measuring it out. But with the salt, as you can see, I still ended up probably adding too much. So I grind my flour in a large batch at a time. I keep it in the freezer because my sourdough is actually 100% whole wheat starter. We're gonna have to transfer this to a bigger bowl. So we're going to just mix this till it's nice and combined. And I'm just using a spoon. I do need a dough whisk, one of those cool dough whisks. So one day I will have a fancy dough whisk, but for now, I just use either this large serving spoon or the large serving fork, and it tends to work good. So we're not kneading it. We're gonna do some stretch and folds tomorrow. Little trick to keep it from sticking to your hands if you don't want to oil your hands, and that's just to dip your hands in water. Did you name your sourdough starter? If you haven't named your sourdough starter, are you even a baker? I'm totally joking. Please don't take offense at that. If you have a name for your starter, comment down below. Let me know what it is. My starter's name is 11. Yes. Comment down below if you know what that's from. So yes, my good old trusty 11, who I thought died a couple months ago, but nope, I revived her. Okay, so I'm going to, should I transfer this to a bigger bowl? Woo, my hands are doughy. I'm just gonna spray a little bit of this avocado oil just so it doesn't stick too much, because this is really sticky. I don't remember if it was supposed to be this sticky or not. Woo, it's been a while. I'm pretty sure this will have enough room. That way, oops, I can just put a lid on this. So I'm gonna put a lid on this. Actually, I'm gonna go wash my gooey hands first. I love these Pirates bowls. Costco has them like every Christmas and they go on sale. It comes with the whole set and they've got lids. So I love it. So I'm just going to, it's not airtight, so it has a little room to breathe, but it'll keep it from drying out. So I'm gonna put this on the counter and it's just gonna ferment and I'm gonna check it in the morning. So I'm gonna end the video right here and I'll do part 2 tomorrow. That way this video won't be super long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified when I do videos because I'm going to try to post more often. It's been a couple months since I've posted a video, so I'm going to be more consistent, and having you guys watch the videos and liking the videos and commenting really kind of boosts my morale and makes me want to post more videos, and it also boosts my videos to more people because I just love creating content. I love being in the kitchen, and I am rambling. This is going to be really long. So subscribe, like, comment, and come back for part 2.